My co-presenter, oh, thank you. My coach or my co-presenter, Coach Stacy is on, and also Coach Tasha. She is fantastic and working technology for us in the background. So if you're ready, I'm ready. First of all, thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and join us. We really appreciate it. And we really are excited to welcome you to the Susan G. Komen 3-Day family. If you're not already registered, you're still part of this incredible community because we all have the same goal: to end breast cancer. Like me, you probably know someone who's faced breast cancer, or you have been impacted yourself. I personally was a walker in 2015 for the first time. I joined the staff in 2017, only to have my own mama diagnosed in 2019. And I was so grateful to be part of such an incredible, supportive community during her diagnosis and her journey. Coach Stacy, do you want to share a little of your connection?
Absolutely, and welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm Coach Stacy. I'm the coach for San Diego. And I participated in my first 3-day in 2002. My mother-in-law was between her surgeries and her treatments. And I walked in her honor that year, and sadly walked in her memory in 2007. So we lost her to metastatic breast cancer. This is a very near and dear to my heart cause. And I've been on the staff since 2004. So like all of your coaches, we're just well equipped to answer your questions and guide you through this process so that you can make a lasting difference in the fight to end breast cancer. Thanks again for being here.
Coach Tasha, would you like to share some information with us about your journey?
Absolutely. So I also came to the 3-day because of a loved one. I came in 2008. I walked my first event, and it was the year that we lost my aunt to breast cancer. And I have walked 8 times since then. I'm walking in Chicago this year, which will be my 9th time walking, for a total of 14 events. I've been on the crew 5 times also. And I've been a coach since 2006. No, not 2006. Sorry, 2016. I gave myself 10 extra years there.
It just seems like that, right?
It feels like that long, but and I'm just glad to be here tonight. And I'm going to go back off video so that I can run the show here.
Thanks so much. And maybe just one of your friends or family members told you about how awesome the Komen 3-Day was, and you just wanted to see for yourself. So this meeting, let's just consider it a 3-day 101. We're going to spend about an hour together. Our goal is to provide you with enough information and inspiration so that you have all the tools you need to be successful in joining us on this experience of a lifetime. It is truly life-changing. About 287,850 new cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in women, and about 2,710 new cases in men each year in the US. 1 in 8 women in the US will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. Worldwide, breast cancer is the most common cancer in women and the leading cause of cancer death in women. Every 14 seconds, somewhere in the world, a case of breast cancer is diagnosed in a woman or a man. And every 46 seconds, somewhere in the world, someone dies from breast cancer. That's more than 1,700 people every day. The net proceeds raised by the Susan G. Komen 3-Day help Susan G. Komen help people facing breast cancer today while tirelessly seeking tomorrow's cures. The funds raised have helped Komen's mission to save lives from breast cancer by investing more than $1.1 billion in breakthrough research and more than $2.3 billion to support people facing breast cancer now, with access to trustworthy information and support, screening and diagnostic services, financial assistance, and patient navigation.
Okay.
Today, Komen is leveraging their leadership position to focus increased research attention on metastatic breast cancer, eliminating disparities in outcomes, and advancing the use of technology to improve patient care and save lives. Komen is funding innovative studies to help new ways to treat, detect, prevent, and ultimately cure all forms of breast cancer. This work is guided by patient advocates and the world's leaders in breast cancer research. Here's a snapshot of how Susan G. Komen is advancing research. On any given day, more than 150 Komen-funded research teams across 5 countries are working to end breast cancer. More than 70 Komen-funded research labs are studying metastatic breast cancer. More than 13,000 healthy women have donated blood samples to the Komen Tissue Bank, helping scientists worldwide transform breast cancer research. 80 new breast cancer treatments are being discovered and tested, 35 of these for triple-negative breast cancer, which needs better treatment options. More than 30 Komen-funded projects are identifying and testing new approaches to reduce breast cancer disparities. And more than 190 patient advocates are working to ensure the patient perspective is included in ongoing Komen-funded research and Komen-funded research projects. So let's talk a little bit about why we walk. We walk in the 3-day because we can't sit by the sidelines. We've watched loved ones go through a cancer diagnosis, through surgery, chemo, and so much more. Maybe you've even gone through that yourself. The 3-day is a challenge. It's a big commitment, but we have to go the distance to make a difference. And you know, however hard it is, it's not as hard as breast cancer. So we'll keep walking and we will keep raising money until breast cancer is done. The 3-day is more than a fundraiser, and it is more than a walk. It is an experience. Every step is a story. Every 3-day participant has their own personal reasons for being here, but ultimately, we're all here for the same reason, to end breast cancer. The pink bubble, as we lovingly call it, is a community of kindness and unlike any other experience you'll ever be part of.
More than anything, the 3-day is a community. We call it the pink bubble. It's kinder here, filled with love and compassion and joy. It's a place you want to come back to year after year. You may think it's daunting to walk 60 miles over 3 days, but we walk because we must. We come together to share our pain, tell our stories, celebrate our victories. We are mothers, fathers, sisters, friends, and families, walking together from all walks of life, with one purpose and one promise. Together, we will end breast cancer, and we will never give up. We are strong, we are resilient, and this is what we do. The Susan G. Komen 3-day. Join us. Walk with us. Commit 3 days.
So you've heard myself and the other coaches tell our story. We all have our reasons why we participate in the 3-day. We walk 60 miles over 3 days, and every step is a story. What story do your steps tell? We like to invite those of you joining us tonight to share your story. What brings you to the 3-day? If you want to enter that in the chat, that would be awesome. So some basic facts about the 3-day. We offer 2 different types of camp experiences this year. The hotel camp in New England, Chicago, and Dallas-Fort Worth, and then our traditional outdoor camp in San Diego. There is a registration fee of $70, and you must raise at least $2,300 in order to participate. This isn't something you have to pay. You'll ask your family and friends to help you raise these funds. But don't worry, we have a ton of resources to help you raise this money. Please don't let the money scare you away. We think you'll be surprised by the commitment you'll get from your connections. They will want to support the commitment you're making by taking on this challenge. Time and time again, our new participants tell us it was actually easier than they thought. And as someone who's done the 3-day before, I can tell you that was my experience too. Trust me, you'll be surprised, but I'll go into details a little bit more later on that. The 3-day family. Well, our community is what makes this event great. We all have a passion for breast cancer research and education and for making an impact in the fight to end breast cancer. But best of all, we all have so much fun while we're doing it together. More than 500,000 people just like you have walked before and met their fundraising goal and more. No matter what your past fundraising experience is or your past walking experience, you can achieve this goal, and we are totally here to help you. Once you commit to the 3-day, we commit to you. And the support we offer matches the commitment you're making. You'll have a dedicated 3-day coach available by phone or email to help you. If you have a question about training, you want to brainstorm fundraising ideas, you want to help personalize your fundraising page, whatever the case, we are here for you. Plus, you have a great community of participants waiting to support you in one of our 3-day Facebook groups as well. So your 3-day coach, we are accessible by phone at 800-996-3-day. We will be your mentor, your advisor, your cheerleader along this journey. We'll also help you create a personal fundraising plan, and we will be there to support you in meeting your $2,300 fundraising requirement. All the coaches have worked, and we've all walked and we've all fundraised, and we can share our experiences and successes with you. I'm Coach Heather. I'm the Chicago coach. Coach Tasha is currently Dallas-Fort Worth and New England, and lovely Coach Stacy is San Diego. So, fundraising. Ending breast cancer is a big goal. Research, patient care, community health support, and advocacy. All of these things cost money. Making this commitment and taking on walking 60 miles in 3 days gives you the reason and the platform to ask for donations. Because the 3-day is big, it gives you the opportunity to ask big. You will walk away from your 3-day experience feeling enormously empowered. Every day, advancements are made in the fight against breast cancer. You're going to live the rest of your life knowing that you helped make those advancements possible. You took action. You helped save lives. You chose to be part of the solution. What an incredible achievement to have as part of your life story. So, do you wonder what the secret is to fundraising? Big question. It is ask. Just ask. Do you want to know what the number 1 reason somebody doesn't give a donation? They have not been asked. I'm going to provide some tips for fundraising success. Get personal. Share your own story, not just the statistics. Connect with your donors through your personal relationships with them. Set a meaningful goal. Some people would choose, say, $5,000 to celebrate 5 years of being cancer-free or their loved one being cancer-free. If you want to share some examples with us in the chat, that would be awesome. Just choose a meaningful goal and share that goal with your donors. Reach out to everyone, and we mean everyone. Give everyone the opportunity to make a difference in this fight. Never make a decision for a donor, regardless of their life circumstance. Ask for a specific amount. Remember, what you're doing is big, far bigger than yourself. You're not asking for money for yourself. You're asking for funds to help end breast cancer. Asking for a specific amount gives your donors some kind of guidance. The most frequent donation size you will receive is the one that you ask for. So ask big. Remember, people will never give you more than they're comfortable donating. Here's a couple examples. You can ask 60 people for a $60 donation to be part of your 60 club. You can ask 46 people to make a donation of $50, 23 people for a $100 donation, or 100 people for a $23 donation. Show and tell. Provide information to your donors on where the money will go and how it makes an impact. Since 2003, the Komen 3-Day has raised more than $875 million. The net proceeds raised by the Susan G. Komen 3-Day help Komen save lives and end breast cancer through breakthrough research and support to people facing breast cancer now by providing access to screening, treatment assistance, patient navigation, and education. Also, invite your donors to be part of the experience by sending you the name of their loved ones who you can walk in honor of. Knowing that their loved one will be remembered, honored, and celebrated through your participation makes giving so much more personal for them, and it inspires larger donations. Many participants walk with the names of those they're walking for on their shirts or even on ribbons pinned to their hat. Ask often and follow up. Do not be shy about reminding your donors. Just because somebody doesn't donate right away doesn't mean they don't want to. In fact, most of your donors will need a second or a third reminder, especially when you start your fundraising early. Following up will be key to your success. It's likely you'll receive more donations from your follow-up than your initial ask. So if you don't follow up and remind your donors multiple times, you could be leaving money on the table. When you register, you're going to get an online participant center at the3day.org and a personal fundraising page. You can send emails from your participant center and they'll automatically contain a link directly to your page. You can create a Facebook fundraiser in one click from your participant center. You can track your fundraising progress in your participant center, and it is also the hub for all of your 3-day news and activities. You can also make your own personalized URL for your fundraising page, and that makes it easy for your donors to find you. We also have a free mobile app where you can send emails or text from your smartphone. You can track your progress, thank your donors, and you can even make check deposits directly from the app, just like you would through your own banking app. Checks deposited through the app are applied immediately to your fundraising account, so you don't have to wait for mailed checks and printed donation forms to process. Also in the app, you can track your training mileage. You can earn badges for completing challenges. You can get photo filters and notifications for important information, as well as chat with other participants. I personally think the Facebook fundraiser is a game changer. Set up a Facebook fundraiser linked to your 3-day account to get your Facebook friends and their friends to donate. It's shareable. You can easily spread the word, collect donations, and track your progress right on Facebook. All donations collected through your Facebook fundraiser go directly to your 3-day account and will be reflected in your fundraising thermometer. This is the best and easiest way to raise money on Facebook. To set up your Facebook fundraiser, you will log into your participant center and you will see the instructions and a link right under the breaking news section of your Participant Center homepage. It is a blue button. You cannot miss it. And if you are setting up a Facebook fundraiser, it is important to invite your friends and post to it regularly to spread the word. You can exchange ideas for fundraising events in our Facebook groups. Again, just swinging back to the importance and the value of Facebook. You're welcome to share ideas and ask questions in our Facebook groups, but please do not promote or solicit donations from fellow participants because they too are out there raising funds. We provide a lot of other fundraising tools to help you. Posters, sample fundraising letters, and a lot more. We have business cards you can personalize and print. We have a widget you can add to your email signature or personal blog, a QR code that links directly to your fundraising page. We also have fundraising webinars focused on how to raise your fundraising min in a very short period of time. We have a great comprehensive fundraising handbook and so much more. Each of these can be found on the 3-Day website at the3day.org/fundraising. But really, the best way to fundraise is to do what is most meaningful to you and your network. I want to share a story about one of our great walkers, 90-year-old named George, who utilizes the good old USPS. He really just mails everything out to get his donations. He sends letters with personal handwritten notes along with a donation form to everybody he knows. He has walked all 7 cities with us, 2019, and he's currently fundraising for all 4 this year. So that's what works for him. So that's what he uses. So just set up a plan that will work for you and your people. Again, your 3-day coaches, we're your mentor. We will guide you to get to your goals and beyond. If something happens and you're unable to participate, you will not be held responsible for this $2,300, but any money you've raised to date will go directly to the cause. But we certainly do not want fundraising to ever be the reason that you don't participate. So please call us or email us. We are here for you. We encourage you to start fundraising early. Starting your fundraising early solidifies your commitment and makes it real. You are totally doing this. The earlier you start, the earlier you reach your goals and the more you raise overall. Once you hit your fundraising goal, you can shift your focus to training or increase your goal and keep going. It's incredibly inspiring to see how your family and friends will step up to support you. Once you get that first donation, the momentum just grows and you'll feel energized to meet your goals. We've noticed that walkers who raise their first $500 are very likely to raise their entire $2,300 fundraising requirement. So focus on that smaller number first. You can raise $500. We also know that people are 2/3 more likely to achieve their goals if they get started with their fundraising within the first 30 days after registration. Just a quick heads up regarding fundraising deadlines in our hotel markets. In New England, Chicago, and Dallas-Fort Worth, your fundraising must be complete 6 weeks prior to event in order for our 3-day travel team to make the required reservations for all of our participants. So in New England, that would be July 15th, Chicago, August 5th, and Dallas-Fort Worth, September 23rd. So that was a lot of information to digest. I am now just going to kick it over to Coach Stacy, and she's going to chat a little bit about training.
Excellent. Thank you, Heather. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to share some training tips, some ways to get connected with 3-day teams and other 3-day participants, and then I'll give an overview of the on-event experience. But first, let's talk about training. So walking 60 miles is obviously a physical challenge. This event was designed to be that way because challenging yourself in a big way inspires your donors to give in a big way. The difficulty of walking 60 miles is nothing compared to the difficulty of facing a breast cancer diagnosis and everything that comes with it. So we honor those who have faced breast cancer by walking so far. Do you need to train for the 3-day? It is just walking after all, and you walk every day. But do you walk 20 miles every day or 3 days in a row? Trust me, you want to train because we want you to enjoy the event. And the more you train before the event, the less you're going to hurt or hobble after the event. So as a 3-day community, we will come together to kick off our official training season on Saturday, May 21st. So please save the date and check the 3-day calendar for details. In your 3-day participant center, the training webpage contains a basic training program that begins 24 weeks prior to the 3-day. There's also a 16-week compressed schedule. The free 3-day app that Heather mentioned for iPhone and Android will help you track your progress, and you can earn challenge badges each week as you follow the suggested training schedule. The most important thing is to get out there and start walking. Ramp up your mileage in a safe and comfortable way, and incorporate long back-to-back walks as the event gets closer. Get to know your gear and learn to listen to your body very closely. If you can follow the 3-day training schedule, we know you'll be well prepared for the event. But we also know that following the schedule to a T is not always possible. So please don't be intimidated by the training schedule. Just use it as a guideline and tweak it to fit your lifestyle. You should aim for a walking pace of 3 miles per hour. If at any point on the 3-day event, you can't continue walking for whatever reason, you'll have the option to wait for one of the 3-day sweep vans that are patrolling the route, transporting walkers to the next pit stop. After resting at the pit stop, you can continue walking or take the shuttle to camp if you're done walking for the day. We've seen anyone and everyone train and participate in the 3-day, young, old, out of shape or athletic, even those with physical disabilities. It's inspiring. Regardless of your fitness level, you will feel good, have fun, and be in better shape because of it. I know 60 miles sounds like a long way, but we will help you get there one step at a time. Official 3-day training walks led by participants who have volunteered to be training walk leaders are a perfect way to train. 3-day training walks are one of the best ways to connect with other 3-day participants. You can find a team, share fundraising ideas with others, and hear about the 3-day from past participants. Plus, it's just more fun to share the miles with other people doing the same event and preparing in the same ways. Speaking about connecting with others who are preparing for the 3-day, let's touch on 3-day teams. There are many ways to connect with other 3-day participants, and we encourage you to do so. Whether you want to form teams, go on training walks together, or talk about fundraising, we have lots of tools on our website to help you get connected. Search for training walks in your community from the training walk calendar and use the 3-day friend finder, which allows you to search for other walkers in your area. You can also use our Facebook groups to find teams and connect with other participants near you. And all of your 3-day coaches, as we've mentioned, have been participants, and we're your virtual teammates throughout your preseason preparations. You're never alone on the 3-day. Just so you know, a team can be 2 people walking together or 200. Forming a team is really quick and easy. You can do it from the moment you register, or you can do it later on. And there are big advantages to being on a 3-day team. Participating on a team makes your participation more fun and meaningful since you get to share the experience with others. Being on a team gives you some accountability too. You don't want to let your team members down, whether it's a group fundraising activity or showing up to a training walk. It increases your fundraising power and helps you organize group fundraising events. Training and preparing is just so much more fun when you're part of a group. The supportive teammates makes training and fundraising more enjoyable and successful because it's easier to stay motivated. Form a team with your family, friends, or coworkers to build camaraderie and strengthen your relationships. If they don't start out as your family members, they'll certainly feel like that at the end of the season. Each team member still has a personal commitment to raise at least $2,300 and should make every effort to maximize their own personal fundraising potential by reaching out to their network of friends and family. Walkers on a team are much more likely to meet their goals. The bottom line is that you make the 3-day what it is. You help it grow, you make it fun, you make it impactful, and you make an important difference. Now I want to take a few minutes to provide an overview of a Komen 3-day weekend. And for 3-day walkers, it all begins on Friday morning at our opening ceremony. When you arrive at the 3-day, you'll join thousands of people who've been working toward the same goal for months, the goal being to end breast cancer. Just imagine the energy and the excitement when we all come together. Before the opening ceremony begins, you'll drop off your luggage with our crew members. Keep anything you'll want with you along the route in a small waist pack or backpack. And of course, keep your water bottle with you. We'll do a morning stretch and take part in the inspiring opening ceremony. This is a time to reflect on what brought you here to this moment. Every 3 to 5 miles along the walking route, you'll come to a pit stop or what we call a grab and go. At a grab and go, we'll have water and sports drink so you can refill your water bottle. And we'll also have restrooms at the grab and goes. At pit stops, you'll be able to refill your water bottle, grab a snack, use the restrooms, and if needed, get medical assistance from a member of our medical team. Along the route, you'll encounter a lot of smiling 3-day crew members. Those are the incredibly dedicated volunteers who spend the whole event working to ensure that you, the walkers, have a great experience. We serve lunch at a midway point along the route each day as an opportunity to rehydrate, refuel, and refresh before tackling the second half of the day's journey. Take time to stretch at lunch and definitely plan to celebrate the halfway point at lunch on day 2 when you'll have completed roughly 30 miles. Another thing you'll notice along the route is the incredible support of the communities we walk through. It becomes one big community of kindness, united in the fight against breast cancer. Local businesses put up signs and balloons, scout troops and school groups line the route. People hand out treats to thank you and keep you going. Your friends and family are invited to be a part of your support system during the event. We're here to help your supporters form cheering stations along the route so they can cheer for all the walkers. So reach out to your coach for more details on how your supporters can get involved. After a full day of walking, you'll spend the night with your fellow walkers and crew at camp. As we've already touched on here, on the San Diego 3-day event, camp takes place outdoors, a big slumber party under the stars. But for the Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, and New England 3 days, we're hosting camp in a hotel. This will be at no additional cost to you. Your fundraising requirement and registration fee do not change, and the 3-day will cover the cost of your Friday and Saturday nights in a double occupancy hotel room. You'll share a room with a walker or crew member that you will choose as your roommate during our online check-in process, which will open a bit later in the year. While there are some obvious differences between the hotel camp and the outdoor camp, we want to assure you that some very important aspects of the participant experience remain the same. At the end of a day of walking, you'll be welcomed by cheerleaders, crew members, and adoring fans. There's a lot to do at camp, but the first order of business is to grab a snack and something to drink to replenish your strength. Then it's time to find your gear bag, which you dropped off at the opening ceremony. A special part of each day is when the last walker makes it to camp and we all cheer them home. It's not a race, so we don't celebrate the first walker into camp, but when our last walker comes in, now that's the celebration. The dining area at camp is where you'll find a lot of activity. Not only can you eat a hot breakfast and dinner there, you'll enjoy nightly entertainment and a lively recap of the day. We can't wait to see you in camp with fun activities on Friday and a beautiful emotional experience Saturday night that you won't want to miss. On the San Diego 3-day, once you have your gear, it's time to get your pink tent set up for our slumber party. Don't worry about roughing it though. This is glamping, like no camping you've ever seen. Trust me, the tents aren't hard to set up and there's always someone willing to help you. Each participant in San Diego will get their own little pink tent. You'll find shower trucks that are pretty amazing too, complete with individual private stalls and plenty of hot water. Outside each shower, there's a row of mirrors and sinks with running water and hair dryers for your use. And we also offer free towel service, so you can pick up a fresh towel each time you shower. But if glamping is just not your thing, we do provide a list of host hotels you can stay in at a discounted rate. Note that this would be at your own expense. In late spring, our travel information will be communicated, and that's where we will include a list of host hotels for San Diego. Participants in a hotel camp event enjoy all the comforts of home, including sleeping in a real bed, enjoying a private shower, and all the perks of a hotel stay without missing out on the camaraderie of the 3-day community. Our participants love it. If you're participating in a hotel camp city, you'll want to get your gear, check into your room, and then join us in the dining room for all of the activities. And just know there will be separate suggested packing lists available on the event info page in your participant center for each event type, since your needs obviously will vary depending which event you're participating in. Anytime at camp, you're welcome to visit 3-day Main Street. In the 3-day lounge, you can enjoy special treats and drinks while socializing, take pictures with your new friends, check the 3-day camp mail to see if you've received a note from a loved one, and pick up any legacy pins you may have earned because of your fundraising achievements or other milestones. We even have massage chairs in camp, thanks to Bank of America. And at some point during your time in camp, we highly encourage you to visit the Remembrance area. This is a special time to quietly reflect and reconnect with the cause, and a special space where we honor 3-day participants who have lost their battle with breast cancer. On Sunday morning, after 2 days of walking, you'll pack up your gear and go back out on the route. The route is different every day, and it's designed so that you get to see some of the beautiful scenery your area has to offer, and you get to spread the spirit of the 3-day into as many communities as possible. And finally, after 60 miles of walking, talking, laughing, crying, taking selfies, remembering loved ones, and probably feeling a little tired, you will enter the Finish Line Festival a champion. So your 60-mile journey ends with that sense of accomplishment and empowerment we mentioned earlier, plus a big party. At the Finish Line Festival, you'll find food and drinks, music, games, dancing, and just a whole lot of celebration. It's also where you pick up your victory shirt and your Bank of America Finishers Medal. And once the last walker has arrived, we begin the 3-day closing ceremony. During the closing ceremony, we honor our breast cancer survivors, we thank our crew, we celebrate our accomplishments, and we make a promise to never give up. After the closing ceremony, you'll pick up your gear, say goodbye to the new friends you've made on your 3-day journey. But if you're like most of our participants, that goodbye will be more like a see you next year. And so with that, I'm going to hand it back to Heather to take us home.
Okay, let's do this. Let's talk about next steps. If you aren't already, please commit to the 3 days and register at the3day.org. How has this presentation not totally inspired you to want to join our 3-day event? If you are already registered, please take the time and personalize your fundraising page and create your custom URL. If you haven't already, get that first donation to cement your commitment and start getting excited. Create your Facebook fundraiser and start raising money literally while you sleep. Ask a friend to join you on the 3-day. Create, join, or build your team. We also want you to think about what your story is. Remember who or what it was that brought you here. For many of you, it was a friend, a family member, a coworker, or even a total stranger who inspired you with their breast cancer story. Or for some of you, it was or it is your own personal battle with breast cancer that has inspired you to fight back. You came here because some part of you knows that by participating in the 3-day, you can make a difference. Your active participation in the fight against breast cancer is going to lead us to a world without breast cancer. So again, if you're not registered, this is the moment to do something about it.
Hey, Heather.
Yes.
This is Coach Molly. I wanted to just interrupt to see if we could actually do a very quick poll to see who with us today is registered and who we need to try to get over on our side.
That would be fantastic. Is everybody seeing that poll?
We've got about 79% of people responded so far. I'll give it another minute for everybody to click one of those two options. This isn't like when we have our social hours, when we play this or that, and you have to really think about which answer you go for. This is a yes, no. So let's see. All right, we're at 92%. Last chance here. Get those last couple few in. Okay, I think that's about as close as we are going to get. So let me end the poll and I will show you the results.
Okay, well, 9% of you are, I'm sure, going to leave here very inspired and are going to register at the 3day.org. Like I was saying, seize the moment. It's the time. Like, this is fresh in your mind now. There's no reason to wait. Register today and invite one of your friends and family, or several. Don't just take my word for it. We have some testimonials from some of our 3-day participants. This is what they have to say. Somebody said, you will start out trying to help change the world for others, but you will find that you are forever changed too. Another said, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done, second to childbirth, which I can't speak to that, but that was a big wow on my, for me. I can't think of anything else I've ever done where everyone was so nice, so kind, supportive, and positive. I'm working on holding on to that spirit in my real life. Another said, as a first-time walker, I can say that this was a life-changing experience. I've known many friends who have battled breast cancer. Some have lost their lives. Others have been more fortunate. My experience with the 3-day left me with a stronger desire to make the future brighter for my children and my community. Lastly, fundraising is hard. Walking is hard. But what if you could save just one person? Why wouldn't you do it? Hard gives you a reason to be proud of what you accomplished. So I just want to speak again to the resources you have here. Like, your 3-day coach is accessible by phone at 800-996-3-day. Chicago's extension 1, Dallas Fort Worth is extension 2, New England extension 3, and San Diego extension 4. Or you can email at any one of these addresses for help. This information is also available on your participant page. In addition, we are on our city-specific Facebook groups every day. We will answer your questions there. If you have questions, our community is so fantastic about jumping in before the coaches even get a chance and sharing their knowledge, which is awesome. Speaking of the Facebook groups, if you are not already a member, I really encourage you to join. It's such a great source of inspiration, motivation, and information on top of just 3-day camaraderie. So we're coming to a close here. I know we've given you a lot of information, but you still may have some questions. I see Coach Molly has been jumping into the chat and answering some questions. So thank you so much for that. So if you want to come off of mute, if you have a question, we would love to take a few minutes to provide some answers.
And Heather, I've been trying to pull some questions too. We have a lot of questions about hotels, but I did want to just address a question that Alicia asked about corporate matching funds. So yes, if you are able to, through your own employer, access corporate matching funds, or through a friend or family member, they absolutely can be counted toward your fundraising goal. Just please allow additional time. It does take some additional 4 to 6 weeks at minimum, sometimes up to 2 months or 10 weeks for corporate matching funds to post, just depending on how that company processes them. So absolutely go after that money on the table from corporations, and just keep in mind the additional time frame that will be required. And then I don't know if I should feed some of these hotel questions just so that we've got because I think it will probably help everyone. Cynthia had asked if we have 3 people that want to be together, can they have a room together?
Well, I can take most of the hotel questions because I'm kind of the hotel expert, having done the pilot when we did it in Philly and then 2 hotel markets last year, 2 years ago. So yes, by default, we only put 2 participants in a room. So we don't put a 3rd or a 4th person in there unless specifically requested to do so by those participants. You can have a 3rd or a 4th person in your room, but what you need to know about that is we don't have any availability of rollaways. So if you have a 3rd or a 4th person in your room, somebody is sharing a bed. If you're okay with that, then we're fine with that too. In your online check-in, once that opens later in the springtime, there will be an option there for you to name who your roommates are. You pick your roommates, they get a notification that they have been requested as a roommate, and then they confirm, yes, I do want to be that person's roommate. And then you're all paired up and our travel team will assign you to a hotel room together.
Okay. And can you speak to the shoulder nights, Tesha, as well?
Sure, yeah. So we will book your Friday and Saturday night as part of your online check-in. And like I said, that's where you pick your roommate, etc. But we also have what we call a hotel portal. And in that portal, you can book rooms at a negotiated price for the Thursday night and the Sunday night. And I think Molly was asking me about the rates, so she might have put them in the chat. I can give them to you briefly if you want them. New England, $189 a night, Dallas, $199 a night, Chicago, $248 a night, and those are all plus tax. So you can book those rooms in our booking system. You are responsible for the cost of them, but it's a significant discount from what you would get directly with that hotel. Just keep in mind that it is only available for Thursday night and Sunday night. If you're booking anything before Thursday or after Sunday night, you're going to want to just book that however you would normally book a hotel. And there's no sharing requirement for those nights because you're paying for them. Yeah.
Tasha, can you also, I know we don't have this information yet, so a lot of people are asking about the timing of when they'll be able to book those hotel rooms.
It'll be around the same time that online check-in opens. So later in the spring, I would say the earliest you would see anything is probably mid-May. And it would probably be just for New England, but we don't have exact dates yet.
Great.
I saw a quick question. I just saw it pop up. I apologize. I didn't see who it was, but Stacy was speaking to gear, and this participant wondered, is there anything other than just shoes they should worry about? And we all know that socks are definitely important. We suggest getting your shoes from a reputable running store, going and getting fitted. They will give their recommendations and they will speak to the importance of socks also. Excuse me. We just want you to train in the gear that you believe you're going to be wearing, because nothing is worse than a brand new pair of shoes or clothing that rubs you the wrong way. You get there on day one, you take your tags off and you start walking. Don't believe that's a good idea, but we do have a lot of tips and tricks like that in your on the website that you can access as well. So, and if you have questions, you can totally email your coach as well.
And I think the beautiful thing about our training schedule is that you started a nice, 2 to 3 miles, and you're ramping it up very gradually. So you get to learn over a period of time how your gear is going to react and what's working for you and what's not. And really, that is one of the most important things about training. Besides building the distance, it's getting to know your gear so that everything you bring with you on the event, you can rely on.
Melissa asked about the training page to be back up so she can take a picture. Actually, you can email your coach. We do have this in the training section on the website. This is not the only place it's available. So if you're worried about taking a picture, we can totally get that to you. Anybody off of mute that wants to speak their question to us?
I will if it's all right. I was writing it.
Hi, Cynthia. Sure.
Hi. I'm in Mississippi, but I'm from Illinois, so Peoria, so near Chicago. But I have a lot of family there, and they said, "Oh, let us know. We'll come out." And I'm like, I don't know if you can come out and what you can do. What can I tell them?
Well,
Can
that's
cheers
where
on?
we love that information, because like Stacy was talking about, like, we need your friends and family to come out and support you and the other walkers. So Cynthia, you can just email me, and what we would do is we would set them up in a private designated spot for them along the route, which we would determine probably about a month out from event. And or if they want it to be mobile, we also have something called a mobile cheer, where we give folks turn by turn instructions, and they are in their own vehicle, and they can choose like what corner they want to stop on, and they can kind of follow the route.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome that your folks want to come out. So thank you.
Mhm.
Hey, Heather, this is Coach Molly. I wanted to just say, for those of you, I'm trying my hardest to keep up with the questions, but there are a lot of questions. So if your question has been dropped in the chat and it has not been answered, now would be a really, really great time to just shout those out.
Verbalize it. Yes, please.
Orderly fashion.
Hi, Coach.
Can I
It's Kathy
talk?
Lambert from New England here. I
Hello.
was wondering if you could give us some idea how many people have registered already for each walk?
I can speak to Chicago. I know we have
Heather, why don't we go to the next question, and I'll make sure that I can pull up the most up-to-date
well.
numbers. Yeah,
you
let's do-
betcha. Someone else?
Can I talk? Can you hear?
Sure. Hi. Yeah.
Okay. My name's Sally Sherrod,
Hi.
New England. And my question was, I'm having trouble putting it on Instagram. Is there a way to do that? My fundraising?
Tasha?
I'm sorry, I'm
Hello?
clicking on, get my video back on, get my mute back off. I always go back off because I've got the slideshow up.
Instagram isn't as friendly as Facebook is the bottom line. Like, you can add a link in your bio, but I don't think that there is necessarily another way for you to make it really easy via Instagram.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't have integrated Fundraiser like we do with Facebook. We don't have the same functionality paired with Instagram. But like Molly said, you can put the link, and if you don't have a shortcut link yet, Sally, let me know. And I can work with you to get one set up. It's very easy, but then I'll give you a really short little link that you can then put in your Instagram bio that people can click on and go directly to your 3-day page and make their donation there.
Oh, thank you. I'm on Facebook, but I'm on Instagram more. So
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
I send it to Facebook, but not Instagram.
Yeah.
I've done a few posts on Instagram, and what I've done is just copied my fundraising link. I'll do whatever post I'm going to do, put whatever picture I'm going to do, and then I'll put my link. I'll copy and paste my link into the body of my post.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Any more questions out there? Just
Looks like Michelle asked, is there a tool or app you recommend to measure miles? And yes, the 3-day fundraise or training app does measure your miles. You do need to have the app on when you walk with it. Anybody want to add to that?
Thank you.
I have another question. Sorry about the hotel.
no worries.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be doing San Diego, and I know we get to sleep in the tent, which I'm super excited about. But I'm assuming there's a host hotel for Thursday and Sunday. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes. And so we will open that host hotel reservations portal, and everyone will make their own reservations. Because San Diego usually has so many participants, we usually use a number of different host hotels. But you'll just want to check in the portal. It will list that whether or not there's a shuttle to the opening ceremony and from the closing ceremony, and all of that included. So just be mindful of that. But yeah, we use several different hotels, and they're all very great. So
I just want to say also, there's a lot of questions, but Those of you who've done this before, you know how much we communicate all this important information. And those of you who are new, we really over communicate. Like you will not be left wondering. We have great e-com. It's on social. Like we host various kinds of, Zoom calls. So just know this information is not going to be lost somewhere. You will have all the important information, deadlines, etc., communicated to you more than one time, probably more than 5 times. So just know we got you. And if you have any questions, again, straight back to the coaches.
Thank you, Heather. I'm going to chime in with our registered participant numbers.
Awesome.
So for Chicago, we are closing in on 1250. For Dallas, we are closing in on 800. For New England, we are closing in on 1,000. And for San Diego, we are closing in on 1,700.
Awesome.
And those are just walker numbers. So
thank you.
Are there limits?
There are
Based on
limits.
hotel?
Yes. Yep. But we're still accepting registrations for all of our markets. So we're not there just yet. When we are, Kathy, when we are close, we will make sure that we communicate that out so that people kind of have a last call to get registered.
Okay. I have another question about the QR codes. Is it unique to our fundraising? Will it take them straight to our donation page? And
Yes,
do we
ma'am.
find that in the fundraising links on our participant center?
Yes, under the widgets, fundraising, and then you scroll down to widgets and apps, and you can set up the QR code there.
Okay, so we have to set it up or whatever. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll look for it there and I'll let you know if I have trouble.
excellent. I just wanted to, because we are running out of time here, but Katie asked, where can we find training walks in our area? And it's just so critical. If you have the opportunity to connect with people who are near you, training walks are an excellent way. And also the 3-day friend finder. They're both linked within your participant center training walks calendar, and search you will find under training, and the friend finder you will find under connect. And they work the same way. You put in your zip code and then you select a mileage radius and then you hit go, and it's going to turn all of the options. Right now, because we really are very early in training for most markets, and in New England, it's a little cold to be putting out much training so far, but yeah, as we said, we'll have a training kickoff officially on March 21st or May 21st. So you likely will not see training walks on the 3-day calendar right now, but that will change as we get closer and as the miles start to get into that like 5 to 7 range. That's usually when our training walk leaders start to become more active. So definitely put in a big mileage radius and look at that training calendar, do a search once every week or two, just so you can see what all the options are, and highly encourage you to go out on an organized walk if you have the opportunity. And the friend finder, again, use a big mileage radius and see who's with you, who's anywhere near you that you can connect with. That friend finder will include an email address for those people, and you are free and welcome to reach out to them via that email. They explicitly agreed to share their contact information just for that purpose. So.
Thank you, Stacy. Hey, this is Coach Molly again. I just wanted super quickly, to those of you who are here, if you did ask questions and we didn't get to them, we get a log of the chat, so we can definitely go through and make sure what we didn't answer, that we will follow up with you via email. And before I turn it over to your fantastic, fabulous, wonderful coaches to close things for today, I did just want to say you are in such amazing care of these 3 women who will guide you so expertly and compassionately through your process, whether it is your first 3-day, whether you have not yet registered, or whether you're coming back for your 17th 3-day. So you have such an amazing resource in these women who just lead this effort with just extraordinary care for your experience. And if you are in an area where we are having a spring into the 3-day event, we hope that you will come out to Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago, San Diego, and Los Angeles, to one of the 5 locations where we are hosting them this weekend. We would love to see you, just an excuse to get together. So I will stop talking, and Stacy, Tasha, and Heather, I will turn it over to you.
Okay, fantastic. And thank you for covering the spring into the 3-day, because that was part of my wrap up. So we just want to remind everybody that there's so many ways to connect with the 3-day. We have a blog, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have various really helpful videos on YouTube. We just want you to stay connected, stay engaged. Like, even more, like, I don't want to say it's as fun as the actual 3-day, but folks, like, excitement just leading up to it and just the camaraderie is incredible. And we have many, many months, even to just our first event. But just know people are already training, even though we aren't official. Well, I think New England just went official, but like, folks are out there training. And if you're on our 3-day group, please share your successes. Please share your pictures of your walks. We really want to see that. As coaches, we love it, and your other 3-day participants. So I would just like to say, on behalf of myself, Coach Cece, and Coach Tasha behind the scenes, thank you so much. We appreciate this, and we will have various events like this, info meetings, coffee chats, social hours. They're all on the 3-day calendar. RSVP, again, May 21st, our training kickoff. It would be awesome to see you folks coming back. And again, we are here to answer any of your questions. So reach out, phone, email, or via Facebook, and we would love to connect with you. Thanks so much. Have a good night.